Okay.
I don't know.
Rock and roll.
But we didn't have Superman. We had Orphan Annie and Dagwood.
Oh, yeah. Blondie.
And Prince Valiant.
Yeah. Who was the guy that was from the Stone Age? I forget what.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah,
I want to say Opus, but
Flintstones.
The Flintstones.
no, this was different. But I can't think of the
And
name.
you had Dennis the Menace.
You had Flintstones in a comic strip?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Like the cartoon on the television one?
yeah.
I don't remember that.
You're not as old as we are.
So,
And Dick Tracy. That was the other one. That was the big one.
Yeah.
Dick Tracy, everybody liked
And the
him.
other guy.
When did Superman
The
come out?
Shadow. Oh, he had Superman
Well, the
and
Shadow
Wonder
was-
Woman was right along with all of
Yeah,
them.
the Shadow was different because that was
That was a radio program.
that was a radio program.
I get that on my car now. I get that.
Oh, is that right? Like
The
the shadow
shadow
knows.
And the Whistler.
Yeah, and there was something about a green door or something.
Oh, Green Hornet.
Green.
The green, yeah.
Yeah, but
Green
again, all
Hornet.
those were all they were all radio shows.
Mhm.
Is that like a superhero? Green Hornet?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like the Hulk?
Well, we didn't have TV, so that's what we listened to was the radio story.
You know,
I
yeah,
didn't have
they're-
No, wasn't there one that scared like people? They said the aliens were coming or something like that. There was.
Well, it was 1984 Orson Welles.
Oh,
Orson
yeah.
Welles. Yeah, the world's coming to
The
an
world
end.
coming into it, and people
Captain
believed
Marvel, and
Captain Marvel.
Marvel, or the what's the one that we patterned our spaceships after, because it started as a cartoon and a comic. The astronauts, the space exploring.
Rocket something? I don't know.
it. Yeah, well, there was.
What's
The
the name?
Apollo?
No. There was one
There
that it
was
was really
one-
pretty far-reaching at the time.
Yeah, and that's
And most of the
somebody's
things that have come
imagination
true
has
on that.
come true.
Mhm.
Like going to another planet or going
Yeah.
to the moon.
I'm trying to think of what the little comic. There was a couple of them,
Yeah, well, there was.
but one of them was later, and that was I think more.
And they always said, well, you know, it was patterned after the cartoon.
Right, because it was really, I can remember it being very far-reaching at the time. And then there was Bionic Man, and people said, well, that's crazy. Well,
That came
$1 Million
later.
Man.
the $1 Million Man kind of thing. And you come up here, you know, we all
Oh,
have to get
Bionic.
You know who played that as an actor in the movie?
Oh, I can see him, but I
I
can't
can
think
see him too, and I can't think
of
of
his
his name.
name.
The
He
Majors?
was, you know,
Mhm.
all mechanical man.
Yeah.
He wasn't all mechanical.
And what was it? There was
I thought
one
there was
other
parts-
show that I
parts
really liked,
everywhere.
and it was Feet Don't Fail Me Now, the little Chinese fellow.
Oh,
Yeah, or was he black? I can't remember whether he was Chinese or black.
I think it was black.
Could be, but anyway.
Feet don't fail me now.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember
there was always,
I don't remember.
Huckleberry Hound
Yeah. Mhm. Howdy Doody.
or Snagglepuss.
Bugs
That was
Bunny.
and we had Donald Duck, too.
Donald Duck.
And you know some of
The
those
Roadrunner.
Mickey Mouse, and
Some of those cartoons were really.
and Little Abner. That was another one.
They were not for children, right?
They
Is that what you're
were rough. I mean, they were.
Adult. Mature.
How,
For
what's
mature
the word?
audiences
They
only.
were. Yeah.
Exploitive. Scary. They were what?
Scary. They were.
They were scary.
When I watched the Hallmark Channel, their love stories. Well, these cartoons for kids, somebody's always getting hurt, you know.
Yeah.
Well, what about that? The rabbit, you know, the beep beep.
Oh,
That's
the
a Roadrunner.
Yeah, and he's gonna chase and kill somebody, right?
I
He's
can't
chasing-
keep up with you.
Well, there was a coyote that got smacked.
Wiley Coyote. Wiley Coyote.
that was a great.
I mean, he would be
Everybody
flattened out,
loved-
and then he'd be, you know.
Yeah. Everybody loved
Buck
that.
Rodgers? Was he
Yeah,
there?
that's it.
Buck Rodgers.
Buck Rodgers was a.
Remember him? He was the astronaut.
Yeah, he was the astronaut. It was really quite a show. It was
What was this? A radio show?
no.
Yeah, well, comic book.
Or comic?
And cartoons. On
Yeah.
yeah.
But that
The day the
world.
The day the world. No.
Remember the movie The Day the World Stood Still?
Was that the one that Orson Welles?
End of the world, or
yeah,
what was
and it was on television and people, I mean on radio, and people were panicking.
People were.
They certainly panicked.
I read that book and I
no
went to
bark.
see the movie and walked out in the middle of it. It was awful.
I remember The Day the World Stood Still. My brother and I went to the movie to see that, and we had about a 1.5 mile walk to get where we were going, and we kept thinking somebody's going to come.
Oh.
Yes.
I won't talk about that. Yeah. That was in the last one.
1984, wasn't it? The Orphan Welles.
Yeah.
1984. I read the book, and that's where Big Brother. You had TV sets like this. But
That's
Big
the
Brother
one.
was watching you because you could watch TV.
They
but
made us
he was
read that in
watching
high
you.
school, I think, because that was like something that
It went both
was
ways.
going
Well,
to happen.
That
you know?
was digital, and that was what we do nowadays. They're watching us. They're hearing us. They're tuning into us on our phones and our.
Well, earthquake and so forth. I mean, some of these things I can remember. My daughter went to see that. And
Oh, earthquake, yeah. And there was like a series of these catastrophe kind of movies.
What was
You
the
know,
one where the worms or something come out of the earth? I forget what they called that. It was a movie.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
There was Dune.
No, it was with Kevin Bacon. They were snakes, and they'd go underneath the ground, and so they had to make sure that they weren't standing on the ground because this thing would
Well,
come
Dune
up. And,
had that.
Dune, yeah, Dune was a good.
They had the spice. They were always trying to mine the spice, and they had these big. Same
Well, I
thing.
mean, it's just
I
taking
clicked
a
those
movie
off.
and
I never watched those.
changing it a little and reselling it. You know. So, but anyway,
she just wants us to talk. That's all.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun to listen to. I mean,
She
a lot
did
of
this
people
to
don't.
my mother, so I sat down and talked to my mom so she could get mom to tell her life history.
I like talking about something. You know, it's like not the daily agenda, but something that sparks interest in everyone.
Well, we've lived long enough that we've seen a lot of things.
Oh, we could sit here and tell stories like you wouldn't believe because we've had
I think
many
that's
years.
what's missing in the social realm today is that people don't
Well, that's
sit down.
because they're all here like this.
Yeah, it's very, but it's social too, but it's just in a different way.
Well, it's
It's with their
It's not
phones.
interactive.
It's not.
This is interactive.
Yeah, it's like here. I'm going to text you, Wendy, across the table.
well, that. I mean, you go into restaurants.